What's up gamers, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to get something controversial out of the way. Tales of Xillia isn't just a great game in this series, I'd argue it's the best one. Now, I know that might be a bold statement, especially when you've got fan favorites like Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Vesperia in the mix. And look, I might be slightly biased because it was my first introduction to the Tales series. But hear me out, Xillia did something special, something that made it stand out not just in the series, but in the entire JRPG genre. Released worldwide in 2013, Tales of Xillia took the Tales series' tried and true formula and refined it to near perfection. Building on the foundation laid by its predecessors, Xillia improved on almost every aspect, from the real-time combat system to the narrative structure that definitely balances epic scale with personal stakes. It's a game that truly has it all. Whether you're here for action, story, or the characters, Xillia delivers in ways that few other games in the series can't match. Xillia takes place in a world where humans and elemental spirits coexist, with two nations at war with each other, vying for control over dwindling resources. The game follows Jude Mathis, a diligent medical student who becomes involved in a dangerous quest after a chance encounter with Mila Maxwell, a woman claiming to be the Lord of the Spirits. Together, they embark on a journey to discover the truth behind the mysterious weapon that threatens the balance of the world, uncovering dark secrets and political intrigue along the way. Tales of Xillia was a journey that began purely by chance for me. During a Thanksgiving visit to my brothers, we decided to pick up a random 2-player game from GameStop, you know, something to pass the time. My brother quickly lost interest, but for me, it was the start of something special. I brought the game home and it unexpectedly became one of my all-time favorites. On the surface, what seems to be a straightforward hero's journey where the narrator starts with familiar tropes like a young idealistic protagonist and the mysterious figure who has a clear mission to try to stop the bad guys, slowly reveals a dark, morally gray dilemma on what sacrifices humans will make to preserve one's own nation. But the theme alone isn't why I fell in love, it was how the cast of characters were written to deliver that theme. Every character is deeply connected to the plot with significant stakes in the outcome. For example, Jude is a kind-hearted person with a strong sense of justice, finds his sense of self-tested as he transitions from a naive medical student to a determined hero while trying to discern the true intentions of his allies and enemies, whose true intentions are shrouded in mystery. While Mila is the god of the spirits who is very cold and calculating while trying to save the lives of spirits, she gradually reveals a more vulnerable and human side as she forms bonds with those she meets. And then there's Alvin, a mercenary with a complicated past who operates in the shadows, making his true allegiance constantly in question, comes through by reinforcing the party's resolve. With Elise, who's a young girl with a traumatic history, possesses a mysterious power that others seek to exploit, raising questions about who she can trust, transforms from a frightened child to regaining her childhood innocence of fun and laughter. Up next is Rowan, a retired seasoned tactician now serving as a butler, finds his previous actions coming back to haunt him, tying his involvement directly to the world's current state. He finds a resolve to correct what he is wrong. And finally, there's Leia, who's Jude's childhood friend that joined this adventure on a mere whim. She struggles to find a place within this conflict, who at times dangerously seeks to prove her worth within the group, to becoming a viable companion where the story's happy ending never would have happened without her involvement. The antagonists are also particularly compelling because they aren't just one and done villains. They reappear throughout the story, each encounter revealing more about their motives and adding depth to the characters. This repeated interaction means that when they are finally defeated, it's not just a victory for the heroes, it's also a bittersweet moment. You spent so much time understanding their perspectives that their demise feels significant, almost tragic, because you've come to know them as more than just obstacles. They become complex figures, and their eventual fall leaves a lasting impact because not all of them were fighting for the wrong reasons. In essence, Tales of Xillia takes a familiar narrative structure and imbues it with a depth and complexity both in its plot and characters. The game's ability to intertwine personal stakes with a larger, world-changing quest creates a story that's not only engaging, but constantly left me wanting more. Alright, shifting the focus now, when it comes to gameplay, Xillia delivers an experience that's both deep and satisfying, building upon the strong foundations of previous entries, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. First and foremost, the game is based on a real-time battle system. If you played other JRPGs that rely on turn-based combat, Xillia offers something a bit different. Battles are fast-paced and action-oriented, allowing you to control any character in your party, while the others are managed by the AI. Like most JRPGs, each character has their own unique set of abilities that make them effective against certain enemies. Jude, for example, is an excellent at close combat and can heal the party, making him invaluable to tough fights. Mila's mastery of the elements allow her to exploit enemy weaknesses that sets an opening for combos for your melee fighters. Alvin, on the other hand, is a powerhouse with his heavy sword, perfect for breaking through enemy defenses, while Rowan's vast repertoire of spells makes him a versatile asset in any situation. And an awesome mechanic of the combat system of all the Tales games is the Mystic Arts. These are powerful cinematic attacks that each character can unleash once a certain condition are met. The animation for these moves are not only visually stunning, but also incredibly satisfying to pull off, often leading to dishing out huge amounts of damage. Each Mystic Art feels like a reward for mastering the game's combat mechanics, and the dramatic flair they add to the fights makes every encounter feel epic. Also, a quick rant, Xillia had the best leveling system, which used the Lilium Orb. This was a new mechanic in the series at the time, and it was one that I absolutely loved. Unlike traditional level up systems in these types of games where stats and abilities are automatically assigned for you, the Lilium Orb gives you much greater sense of control over how your character develops. It's a web-like grid where you can unlock various stat boosts, skills, and abilities by spending points you earn in battle. This system allows you to tailor each character to your playstyle. Whether you want to make June an even more agile fighter or concentrate on his healing abilities, the choice was yours. Honestly, I wish the series would revisit this mechanic because it gave me the freedom to shape my character exactly how I wanted, making the progression feel personal and satisfying. Xillia remains one of the most impactful and beloved games in my collection. It's a game that took me by surprise. What started as a random pick during a Thanksgiving visit turned into an unforgettable journey. I didn't expect to fall in love with it, especially since my brother didn't take to it, but sometimes it's just games we stumble upon by chance that leave the greatest mark. Looking back, Tales of Xillia wasn't just another game I picked up. It was a game that introduced me to the rich, immersive world of JRPGs. From its rich characters to intricate and morally complex storyline, Xillia excels in creating an experience that's just both epic and deeply personal. It's not just a game, it's a tale of friendship, sacrifice, and the gray areas that define a world. So if you're looking for your next JRPG, unfortunately you're going to have to put in some work because it's only on PS3, it was taken off the PlayStation Store too. And there you have it. This is why Tales of Xillia is the best Tales game out there. But that's just my take. If you've played it or any of other games in the series, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know in the comments which Tales game is your favorite. Thanks for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a like or subscribe, and until next time, game on.